Hey everyone, welcome back to the Thundertron podcast. So today I'm actually going to be discussing several brand new figures and images that were just leaked today. So we're actually going to start off with the R.E.D series. So this video actually will be discussing several different series like the Selects line, the Legacy Evolution line, and of course the R.E.D line. So let's start off with the R.E.D figures. There's actually two of them we need to discuss today. So the first one is actually a brand new Transformers R.E.D G1 Grimlock. So there is actually no release date, no packaging, nothing like that, really just a few images. So of course not much to go on. I wouldn't say this is an official reveal. They do look pretty official to me, but of course don't put any bets on this. Don't, I would say, put much hope on this because of course this could be fake, but it looks pretty official to me, like these were stolen copies or of course found copies of some sorts. So my thoughts. Unfortunately, I've never really been that big a fan of the R.E.D series. They actually do not transform, and a lot of people have actually had quite a few complaints about this line. I'm actually kind of surprised they've continued this, because there's been a lot of complaints about these figures in the past, like breakage issues, missing pieces. There's actually been manufacturing defects, like with the plastic. Like there's been weird spots and areas of like manufacturing defects. And a lot of the similar complaint, the main complaint people have had is the lack of articulation. And I think that's a really good one because it doesn't transform. So I think the articulation should be pretty much like spot on perfect for every figure because it doesn't transform. So there's been quite a few of the complaints. I don't think I'm ever going to buy any of these figures because I've just never been that interested. I might buy the second one. There's actually two R.E.D figures. I'll mention that second one in just a sec. Possibly I'll get it, but I'm not for certain. But this first one looks okay, of course. Doesn't transform, so don't look forward to any T-Rex form, but it does look like he comes with a sword or two, which actually looks pretty cool. I'm actually very glad, because for some reason with the Studio Series 86 Grimlock, he never came with the sword, which was always a disappointment for people, so it's actually kind of nice you can have that there. I do like the head sculpt. I do like the little pads on his shoulders. They actually have his little dino arms. I do like they do those details, how, of course, they can include like little details like that are from the alt mode, but it doesn't even transform. If you actually do like at the very bottom of his leg, kind of the side of the leg, you actually do have the little tail halves. So again, kind of shows that it looks like it's supposed to transform, but it doesn't. So I do like those small details like that. I'm not a big fan of the huge kind of red piece of plastic on the chest. I think it's too bright. Would have been nice if they kind of tone down the color of the red a little bit, because I think it sticks out like a sore thumb a bit too much. So it would have been nice maybe if they went for like an orange or maybe like a clear plastic. I think would have been better. But everything else looks pretty cool. I do like the yellow bits, like his feet or claws near his forearms. That's pretty accurate. That's pretty much it for Grimlock. They only actually have like one or two images, and of course there is no alt mode, so not a lot to discuss. Of course there is no release date, no packaging, no nothing. These are just leaked images that were just dropped today. But let's actually move on to the next R.E.D figure. It's actually a R.E.D Transformers Prime Starscream. I know that will actually interest people. I do have to say, they made a Knockout and a RC. Quite a few people like the RC, so maybe people will like this one too. This one actually kind of does interest me. So it does appear he comes with his missiles, of course. It does appear his actually wings are they're actually detachable for some reason. Not really sure why that's the case. And it does appear he comes with some blast pieces. But of course, don't count on this because this isn't official. This is of course just leaked images. This could be fake. It looks official to me. It looks real to me. But of course, don't count on anything until we actually get an official reveal from Hasbro. It does also appear he comes with some alternate hands. That is a typical thing for the R.E.D figures, so maybe Grimlock will come with some as well. But I do overall really like the design. Like the molding looks pretty good. I do have to say this could be kind of an unfinished prototype or copy of it, but if it stays this way, I'd be kind of disappointed because the color of Starscream is a bit ugly in my opinion. Again, this could be not finished, we really do not know. I know he was kind of a silverish, kind of gunmetal gray in the Transformers Prime show, but he seems like that kind of unfinished gray color. It doesn't look the greatest to me. The head sculpt and the chest, like the entire torso seems like the right color, but I think the arms and legs, I'm not really digging that color. That's just my opinion. Hopefully that's not actually the final product. Maybe they'll change that in the end. But that's actually pretty much it for Starscream. You know, they do show a few of his accessories, like the missiles and stuff, but I'm not really going to say my thoughts on that yet, because of course that could be inaccurate. Maybe he comes with more. I probably will do a follow-up video on these reveals, you know, once they're actually officially put out. Most likely, if you're wondering when they're going to come out, there is no release date, but my theory is probably like the next Walmart Collector Con, they'll probably release the R.E.D Starscream and the R.E.D Grimlock, because of course those are Walmart exclusive. It's a Walmart exclusive line, so most likely whenever that happens, whenever that may be, maybe like in August, just to guess, whenever they reveal these, I'll do a separate segment talking about them, and of course with their price and release date. But moving on to Legacy Evolution, so we actually do have, this one's a bit of an interesting one. So we actually do have our first images of a brand new Junkion. So it's actually kind of interesting because we don't really know if this is the finished color scheme or not. I'll have an image up on your screen right now. So we don't really know if this is like the finished color scheme or if this is like a prototype, because the colors are very odd right now. They're like a pinkish purple and a green, so we're not really sure if this is just, of course, the mold itself and they're going to completely change the color deco later, or if this is what it's going to be. We really don't know. It seems like an unfinished prototype to me. That's just my guess, but the molding looks pretty cool. It actually kind of looks like he has like claws or almost like lasers sticking out of his hands. I think that looks pretty cool. And I do quite like that. Again, not much to talk about because it's an unfinished prototype. Also, if you haven't realized, he does not have a head for some reason. There's actually two figures, this one and a Megatron for some reason. With these leaked images, they don't have a head at all. So, bit interesting there. But this is supposed to be a Voyager class figure, which I really do have high hopes for this figure, because I do have to say, with the last Junkion we got in Legacy Evolution Wave 3, I was a bit disappointed. Axel Grease was kind of disappointing because, we only had two Junkions before. It was Crash Bar and Scrapbook, and they were two really good figures. Brand new molds, tons of really interesting pieces and accessories and molding, and then we got like a repaint, remold. I thought it was a bit of a letdown and kind of cheap, so I really would have liked maybe if they had released this figure here in Wave 3 and kind of saved Axel Grease for like a select line or maybe Wave 4 or something like that, because it seemed a bit too early to do already a repaint remold. That's just my opinion. So I do kind of have high hopes for this. Hopefully this is better than the last one. There is no images of the alt mode as of yet. Of course, we could get some more information in the coming days, but that is pretty much it so far. But it looks cool. Again, this one probably I have the least to say about, because this could be unfinished and we don't even have a head to talk about or a name. We actually do not have a name. I'm not sure if I haven't already mentioned that. There is no name to match with this. They literally just call this the Voyager Junkion. So this is going to be kind of the situation with Crash Bar, where we just kept calling it Junkion 2. So this, for now, of course, will be kind of referred to as Junkion 4. So, we'll have to wait probably for the official reveal of Wave 4 to get that name, or maybe they'll leak it. We really do not know. So for the final figure, it's actually a Siege / kind of Earthrise repaint. I don't think there is any new molding pieces. I'm pretty sure it's called the Minor Megatron, so I'm not super familiar with this design or the the concept or from where this design came from. But they did actually have an image, like a concept or like an art image of what he's supposed to look like. I'll probably put that up on your screen just to have as a reference, because this is the second figure where there is no head. So molding wise, I don't think there's any change, but there is, of course, actually these little cool decals. They're actually like caution stripe decals on there. I actually do quite like the gunmetal gray on the forms. That really sticks out to me. And again, no head for some reason. So, of course, that could be a newly molded head, or it could just be the same one from Siege. We really do not know. I don't think I'll get this one. Probably not. We actually do not know in which line this will be released. I'm assuming probably the Selects line. It'll probably be the Legacy Evolution Selects line. I don't think I'm probably getting it. It most likely won't be mainline, I wouldn't think. I already have quite a few versions of the Siege Megatron, and the Siege Megatron mold isn't, I would say, my favorite. It's a good mold. I wouldn't say perfect, so I don't really think I'm going to get this one, unless maybe there's some other accessories that they haven't shown us yet. Maybe they'll come with a brand new accessory or brand new head sculpt. If that's the case, maybe I'll actually try and check it out if I can find out like on sale or something. But that's really all we have so far. There's no images of the alt mode, of course. Most likely will turn into that tank from the Siege Megatron, but again, from what I can see so far, really just a redeco. But I do like the gunmetal gray and the caution stripe, caution kind of tape details actually do look pretty cool. But that is pretty much it for the 4 figures, of course. Not a ton to talk about. It is actually pretty interesting that all 4 of these figures were actually just kind of dropped or leaked on the same day, pretty much in the same time frame, so it's kind of interesting there. I I'd have to say probably the one I'm interested in the most is the Legacy Evolution Junkyard, because as I said, the last one, Wave 3, wasn't my favorite. Kind of let down with that, so hopefully this one does meet my expectations this time. And I have to say, the Starscream actually kind of interests me. I do hope the gray on his arms and legs are a kind of an unfinished part, because as it is, it looks a bit cheap and fake to me, kind of weird to me, a bit off. So hopefully they maybe change that in the final product. Maybe it will be like a gunmetal gray or silver, because as it is, it looks very unfinished. The Megatron, of course, I just talked about. Don't think I'll probably be getting that one. Still interesting to see that they're actually using that mold, because it's actually been quite a while since that mold was released. And the Grimlock looks okay. I've just never really been that big a fan of the R.E.D series. Just never really been my thing. But maybe I'll check it out if I find it on sale or something. But let me know what you think of these figures in the comment section down below. And of course, as I said before at the very beginning of this segment, whenever these actually officially reveal, of course, with more pictures and the price and the release date, I'll do a follow-up segment, because as it is right now, we only have, bits and pieces of information, not that much. But I do hope you enjoyed this news segment, and of course, I will see you next time.